This lesson here we're going to be looking at prime numbers. Okay, so make sure you're taking notes as we go through, because we'll be looking at how we can identify the difference between prime and composite numbers, and that's our learning goal here for this lesson. So make sure you write down this learning goal. So can, by the end of the lesson, you understand the difference between prime and composite numbers. Now we'll get our key understandings here, and I'll get you to write these down as we go through. So firstly, a prime number is a positive whole number that only has two factors, and that is one of itself. So if you're unfamiliar with the terminology of factors, we've looked at that previously, so make sure you look back to understand what factors are. But a prime number only has two factors of one and itself. A composite number, on the other hand, is a number that has more than two factors, and it's called, as it says there, it's called a composite number. Now the other thing you need to make sure you know is that 0 and 1, they're neither prime nor composite. So they don't sort of exist in this example where they're a prime or a composite. So 0 and 1, they don't count as either prime or composite. And I'll show you why that is the case here. So using this definition, we're going to look at these two numbers. So we've got 7 and we have 12. And what we're going to do here is going to list the factors for both of these numbers. And we're going to see if they only have the number in itself, or they have more than that. So let's start here with 7. So to get 7, I know that 1 times 7 are factors. Now I can't do anything else over here. I can't do 2. 7 is not divisible by 2. It's not divisible by 3. So I only have the one set of factors here, which is 1 in itself. That means that's going to be a prime number. Okay, because it's only divisible by its number, by itself, and 1. Now if I look over here for 12, if I list the factors for 12, I have 1 times 12. I know that it can be divisible by 2, so I have 2 times 6. I also have 3 times 4. So if I list those factors in ascending order, I have more than 2 factors, therefore this one is a composite number. Okay, so really you just have a list of numbers that only have the two factors in itself, and composite that have more than 2. So it's understanding your factors and going through there. Now I'm going to show you a quick trick here, and something that you should definitely do. At the bottom here I've got the first 10 prime numbers. Please write these down in your notes section. Write down the first 10 prime numbers, because these won't change no matter what we're doing. And if you can understand and memorize these 10, you'll be able to help yourself a lot when we're dealing with prime numbers. So let's use this as an example. So once you've written them down, let's do this question here. So the question is, find the prime numbers that are factors of 30. Okay, so if I write 30, now I'm going to list all the factors of 30 here. Okay, so I've got all the factors here of 30, and I've put them in ascending order, but the question's asking me find the prime numbers that are factors of 30. Now, if I have memorized these, my top 10 up here, and I know the prime numbers, I can go through, okay, I know 2 is a prime number, I know 3 is a prime number, I know 5 is a prime number, okay, and from there that's the rest. So the rest of these ones here, 6, 10, 15, and 30, as you can see, they're composite numbers. So if I then had to list this as an answer, I would say 2, 3, and 5 are prime numbers. Okay, so make sure you understand the difference between prime and composite numbers. At the end of your notes, can you please, in the summary section, answer that question? Can you understand the difference between prime and composite, and explain them in your own words? Thanks, guys.